It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth to Power, the progressive news show with Let's Be It. Yes, sir. I'm your host, Marlon Kleiber, along with Theus Robinson, Complex Mind, Simple Man, and Tracy Carson of Tracy Media. How's everybody doing today? Why am I so high in the air? Wow. Jeez. I'm gonna be sitting on the floor either. Good enough. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I just want to know, are you two okay? Because boy, y'all went in last. I'm like, okay, are they gonna be fired up again?
I'm
My man Theus is saying something, and I literally can't hear anything he just said.
Oh no.
It muted itself. I didn't mute it. Hello. Hello.
Hello. I rewatched the video yesterday. Well, I rewatched two scenes. One with me and Theus was going off. And the ending when y'all try to get me to say something that y'all know doggone well I wasn't gonna say.
Thank you, Lindsay.
You should thank him because if it never was for him, you would never have thought, "Oh, let me do a podcast."
He was
I
a
thank him because that's how I met two of you.
he was a happy accident.
Well, that sounds like
And if he was if you tell me that if I thank him he'll go away, I'll do it.
Him and Clyburn and got together to try to get a symbolic win for the state of South Carolina. Like it means anything. But anyway, never mind.
And the more I keep
All this
looking
symbolism just annoys me.
the more I
stuff
keep
we didn't
looking
ask
into that
for.
woman, the less I like her.
Unless you like who?
I said the more I look into the judge that they want, and I hate that I keep forgetting her name because come tomorrow morning I'll type her name straight in. Right now I can't
The thing
remember
that
it.
bothers me the most is, and the media does it because I heard it today from that the guy on CNN, Jake,
Topper,
whatever.
Tapper.
Yeah, I guess that's him, right? He does the Sunday morning show now, and he says it. You hear it on all the other pundits, and then you hear it from the Republicans all the time. And he had like Murkowski and Manchin on there, and they're all talking that bipartisan crap again about the Supreme Court justice. Well, Biden said he was going to try to bring people together. You have been dragging Biden for the entire year. If there was a time for him to try to do bipartisan, we're kind of past that at this point. Plus, this isn't legislation. This is a Supreme Court pick. You literally have the last three that were purely partisan.
They go out of their way.
Democrats are so stupid.
Their hypocrisy on the Republican side. If somebody tells you how they are, believe them.
Yep, that's what Dr. Angela said.
They know the Democrats are weak and actually will listen to them. Like, there's nothing anywhere that shows there's any possibility for anything bipartisanship unless you're talking tax breaks, because they are running their own members out of office.
And they're talking about that again. They're talking about another tax break.
You mean for the wealthy, not for not for us.
Right, because that's how you get more jobs. Because if you give the rich people more money, they realize, I have too much money. What can I do with it? I think I'll give it away by creating more jobs.
I'm going to hire more people for this company and I'm not being funny, because if you actually know anything about business, this will make perfectly good sense to you. I'm going to hire more people for my business to stand around and do absolutely nothing. Because people hire for the volume that they have. Just because you give a tax break doesn't mean your volume go up. Do you know how your volume go up for your business? You give to the people so they have money to spend.
But that's because, see, regular people, whatever that means anymore, we understand that demand economics is far more sustainable than supply side. But Republicans and politicians, because they get their money from donations, not their salaries, they buy into supply side. Supply side says it doesn't really benefit me to hire more people, because if I hire more people, eventually demand will slow, and then I have to lay off people. Right? That's the rationale that they'll use to placate people who don't know. But the thing is, if you give the money to the people, then we will consume, because we don't have enough money to save. So we'll actually consume. And whatever we choose to consume will then tell you where to hire more people.
Yeah, watch the shelves watch the grocery shelves get filled during tax return season. Just watch. It'll magically stuff will just start appearing. Hey, Anna.
Hello, Anna. And I hope it continues, because I've seen other shows before they get started. That's why I play the music and everything, just to give people a chance to come in and get comfortable, stuff like this. Anna been here since since 8:34.
Girl, you
She's
better than
awesome.
me. Girl, you bet. Who child, you better than me. I
But-
just literally got here 5 minutes ago.
But then she's sitting down for dinner, so she'll be right back.
Hey,
Hey,
Mickey, I didn't have
hey,
to remind
Mickey.
you this time.
I'll be right
Mickey's
back.
out of Facebook jail, or is she?
All right, Liz.
Mickey, are you out of Facebook jail?
Oh yeah, Mickey's out of Facebook jail because I look on, when you post stuff on your and you have people that like and hearts and comment on stuff that you post. I looked at my notations, not notations, when they tell you somebody had made a comment on
Notifications?
Notifications, thank you. I looked at my notifications and I wound up with 19 notifications. All of them was Mickey.
Well, mad love to Susan, who blows up my notifications. Thank you for checking out my content. Thank you for everybody who goes and looks at my content. It really helps. I appreciate it. And I got some interesting stuff coming down the line here. So thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mickey.
Well, thank you for coming to Radical Truth to Power. Apparently, we done got real comfortable to the point now we don't even do big, long introductions anymore. We just jump right into it. Fine by me. Fine by me. On today, in case anybody didn't notice, I did change one of the stories because the second story was triggering me. I felt it bubbling up in me. You don't mess with women and you don't mess with kids. And that other story was just too much for me. But I did switch it to another story. So, and it is that interesting. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the underground plea deal that the McMichaels was given by the DOJ. And we'll give an update on that. And then we'll also jump into the Brian Flores suit against the NFL. You don't have to know anything about football. Don't worry, we're not going to get into any on the field situations. This is the behind the scenes, and this is court related. So again, relax. You don't have to know a thing about the NFL. You might as well look at it for what it really is, honestly. You can look at a corporation being sued. So we're going to get into the background story. We're going to get into what it really means. And I'm going to have to eat crow. You okay, Theus?
Yeah, my ear hurt. I'm okay.
And we're going to look at how it affects...
whatever.
And I'm going to have to eat some crow because of what I told Tracy and Theus, because this guy made a compelling argument about the future of Brian Flores. So, yeah. Hey, Marlon, I had to keep my mouth shut for 30 days. I had a lot to say. You did. Plea deal for the break. Oh.
Yep, it apparently happened.
Wait a minute. I thought the federal judge put the kibosh on that.
Stop telling the story.
He wants to discuss the underhandedness of the DOJ.
Well, I mean, I was going off of what Tracy just said, so I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything. I just said.
Let's get this party started while we still can. So now what I want to look more at is a part of the story that is not getting enough investigation. I really wish somebody would look into it. The DOJ offered the McMichaels and the other guy too.
Only the McMichaels.
Yeah, only the McMichaels. Mm-hmm.
Only the McMichaels, okay. Offered the McMichaels a plea deal, which it was offering them to spend 30 years of their life sentence in federal prison. We all know federal prison is a whole lot better than state prisons. They got the money to do so. So the issue that I'm having is not only because they was offered a plea deal, and I hate that I can't find the video out. If I find it next week, I'll show it to you. But I can tell you, one, the plea deal was literally reached at the 13th hour. Two, that Ahmaud Arbery's mother already knew about the plea deal and didn't want it, disagreed with it. So if you're going to put it in a time frame, Ahmaud Arbery's mom knew about the plea deal, disagreed with it, didn't want it. The DOJ, with some time went by, decided, okay, we're still going to do it. And still offered the McMichaels the plea deal. So here we go.
Jennifer and Sheba, Ahmaud Arbery's family this afternoon asked a federal judge to reject the plea deal where Travis and Gregory McMichael would enter guilty pleas to a hate crimes charge, stating that they targeted Ahmaud Arbery and murdered him for being black. The plea deal recommended the judge then sentence the father and son to each spend 30 years in federal prison before they begin serving their sentences in state prison for their murder convictions. Travis McMichael in court did enter his guilty plea to the federal hate crimes charge, but then Ahmaud Arbery's parents were given a chance to express their concerns to the judge. His parents stated they do not support this deal as they believe conditions in federal prison are better than in state prison, and they want their son's murderers to spend the rest of their lives in state prison. The McMichaels and William Roddy Bryant were found guilty in state court of murdering Arbery in 2020 as he ran through their neighborhood. After hearing from the Arbery's today in federal court, the judge said she would accept guilty pleas from the McMichaels, but not the recommended sentencing federal prosecutors offered. The judge asked Travis if he wanted to stand by his guilty plea, knowing she could now issue a harsher or different sentence, or pull his plea deal and head to trial scheduled for Monday. He has until Friday now to decide what he will do. Arbery's parents say they feel betrayed by federal prosecutors, claiming they told prosecutors previously they did not support any deal.
I told them very, very adamantly that I wanted them to go to state prison and do their time that Judge Wansby gave them back on the 7th of January. And then I got up this morning and found out that they had accepted this ridiculous plea. Very disrespectful.
He was killed racially. And we want 100% justice, not no half justice.
And in court today, we did not hear from Gregory McMichael, but assuming his plea deal would be handled similarly by the judge compared to his son's Travis, Gregory also requested more time to decide if he will still enter a guilty plea in this case. He now also has until Friday.
So to make it perfectly clear, Arbery's mom knew about the plea deal, told the DOJ, I do not approve of it, don't want it. I want them to spend their life sentence in state prison. The DOJ went behind the mother's back and offered the plea deal anyway. We just happened to get the right judge who was not hearing it. Gave them enough time to come up with something else or whatever. But what I want more investigation in is of the DOJ as of, yeah, that's a slap in the fucking face. Because you already heard the bomb say no. And on top of that, you ain't even have the guts to do it for everybody to see, because you purposely did it late. You did it right under the wire to have it. I work in law in a capacity. So I know how the time frame of you have to file something by a certain time, and you waited right up to the second to file it. Right up to that very window to file it. So the mom couldn't stop anything. So the mom couldn't stop the filing. That something wrong with that. But now we're going to see what the outcome is.
New details tonight in the Ahmaud Arbery case. All three men convicted of murdering him will stand trial for federal hate crime charges after all. Travis McMichael withdrawing his guilty plea this morning, hours after his father Gregory did the same. The change is coming after a judge rejected the terms of a plea deal for both. A jury in South Georgia convicting the McMichaels and William Roddy Bryan in Arbery's murder back in November. Jury selection for the federal hate crimes trial begins on Monday. 1,000 Georgians were summoned as potential jurors from at least 43 different counties.
So they've taken their guilty off the table. They're pleading not guilty. We're going to go to trial. We're going to do this all over again. Now, fortunately, this is federal court. Am I right there that they don't allow cameras inside of federal?
I'm not 100% sure on that one. I think the judge still can decide, but I don't know.
I don't even see why not. And I'm not trying to be that type of journalist that go, "Ooh," because I really want to. I don't see why not, because the first trial was broadcast. I don't think there's anything in this second one that we haven't seen. So this again, last second plea deal against the mother's wishes, and we just happened to get the judge that wasn't playing that. Still gave them opportunity to change their mind. And then Tracy, I have a question for you. But Theos, what do you think about that?
I probably have an unpopular opinion because I don't see it the same way. First, normally the federal charges have primacy, so they would go before, but they had worked out an agreement in advance of all of this that the state trial would proceed first. The plea deal, let me kind of caption this way. The only type of justice that I would have seen in this particular case is if the three men had gotten a death penalty and it was carried out expeditiously. But that's not the sentence that they received. They received the life sentences, and then they had to go up for the federal hate crimes. They're going to die in jail either way. I don't have. Once you enter into the legal system, my bloodlust is satisfied. So I just don't. I just don't. Oh, it's going to sound terrible, but I just don't care. Like, the mother's wishes, yeah, that's cool, but that's not how law works. The victim's family gets to make impact statements. That's what they do at the state level, and that's what she'll do again at the federal level. I don't begrudge her decision at all. Someone murdered her baby. And so she wants them to deal with state prisons, because not just Georgia, but just the state prisons are just known for just being horrible because they're driven by budgets, whereas the federal government has far less inmates. States have like 85% of all inmates, and the federal has like 15. So it's much better facilities at the federal. Still not a picnic. So for me, it's I just want those three guys to die in jail, and I don't care if they die in Georgia or if they die in Indiana. And then the other thing you said about it being on TV, for what? I mean, it can be on TV or not be on TV. I personally don't care. I'm not watching it again. I've already watched everything about one of my brothers getting lynched. Why would I? I'm not even interested in going back through that racial porn. I'm not. I'm just not. They don't need any more attention. They need to go away. And whatever happens to them behind the walls, happens to them behind the walls. That's my take. Sorry.
Do we have an incoming federal trial for this? Yes. Do we have appeals? Most definitely coming. So Tracy, you're the moral compass of this group.
Okay.
Me and Diaz is burned. You're the moral compass of this group. Part of the plea deal was that they had to admit that the reason that they killed Ahmaud Arbery was because of his race. That was the plea deal. And they did. They admit it.
Only for the plea.
Only for the plea.
Doesn't count once you retract the plea.
Yeah, that was my question, though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Would you still use it?
Use the plea? No.
No, you can't because they retracted it.
Not can't. Would you still use it?
No.
When you say would you still use, okay, because apparently I'm not
No,
understanding.
I'm being technically what I'm saying is I'm being an a-hole. I know I can't use it.
Right, because they retracted it.
Yeah, because they retracted it. But I still got you.
Oh, you mean if I was like a lawyer and said, "Oh, well, they offered this," you can't do that because then the defense is going to say, "Well, they retracted it."
You do understand that's how Bill Cosby got released, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
That's exactly how he got released. They lied to him. They got him to make a plea. It was supposed to be sealed because it was a plea. And then they use it against him in trial.
Yeah.
Do you want these guys to get out of the federal charges and then just be sitting with state charges? Like the only thing that's going to guarantee they die behind bars is the second set of charges. Because there's
the state charges.
The federal. Because the state charges already got them in there for 30, right?
Oh, that's right. Because
there's a chance that they
didn't
could
get life
live
in prison
for 30 years.
Well, my light failed. Hold on.
But there's a chance they could live for 30 years. But now federal charges would pop another 30 on the back end. And we're just kind of debating who goes first, which to me really means we're just trying to be considerate of the mother's wishes. And I get that on a human level, but as a matter of law,
you can't take the family's wishes into consideration, unfortunately.
Yeah, you take it into consideration for sentencing, but for charges, you know, they're gonna do what they do. What annoyed me about the plea was I thought, foolishly, they were trying to do a plea deal to go and get the DA.
Yeah, that's what we all thought.
But it had nothing to do with it, and it was all about I'm scared of going to the state because one, I used to be a cop, so and my son used to be a military cop, so already ain't gonna be too cool. Yeah. And then two, state sucks. So
yeah, because the conditions there aren't really good.
Because what will happen, almost certainly at some point in their 30 years, they put them in the Atlanta prison. You don't want to be there. Don't want to be there. It's horrible. It's built in like 1920 something. It's just horrible. They know they don't want that.
I wonder who
none of that's going to bring my brother back.
I wonder who brought that up, though. I wonder who brought up the plea deal.
The attorneys.
The attorneys brought it up.
Yeah.
No, do you mean whether it was the defense that said to the prosecutors, "Hey, we got this"?
The DOJ said, "Hey,
or was it the DOJ that said, "Hey, this is the plea deal we'll give you"?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's almost certainly defense asked, "What are our options?"
Yeah, and then the DOJ said, "Okay."
And the DOJ said, "Here's your options," because no one wants to go to trial.
Yeah.
It's a waste of money.
It sure is.
So that's like, what is it? I might have the percentage off, but upwards of 90 to 95% of convictions are done through plea agreements now.
Yeah, they sure
They
are.
don't want to go to trial.
Nobody wants to go to trial. They're too expensive.
And this would be an incredibly expensive trial.
And I know y'all sitting here laughing at me trying to adjust my light.
I'm laughing at you because you remind me of the
Lady like the lady last night.
no, like Big Mama doing something else, cleaning the house or something else, and still holding a conversation with whoever's in the living room. That's what you're doing right now.
This light stand, I don't know what
I have no idea what she was wearing.
Just doing the dishes.
She should have put that hat on. I don't know what she was
now
thinking.
I just gotta sit here and hold it till you go to
again.
break. I'm like, okay, Marlon, hurry up and go to break so I can adjust this light.
I'm sorry.
So I guess the question I would present to you, Marlon, is because you had kind of made it clear that you're on the side of the mom. And my question would be, how are you viewing it that you've taken that particular position? I'm not saying it's wrong because I kind of agree with you. It's just not what I see from a realistic standpoint.
I view it as this on a lot of things. It's kind of patronizing. Because I was literally going to say, if you didn't want to, if you really was just going to go behind my back and do this anyway, why the hell did you ask me? What was the point? And then I'm thinking, because out of respect for the mom, we're going to ask you about this.
I don't think they asked her anything.
They don't have to technically ask her.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to slam the mother, but like that's just not how the legal system works.
Yeah.
They're just not going to. They'll consult you, be like, hey, you get to make this statement, but they're not going to ask you, hey, should we offer this plea deal? That's not. No, they're the ones that went to law school.
I agree, Mickey. Yeah, I agree. Like you said, Tracy, that's not how this works.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sometimes I think it should, and then sometimes I'm like, I can see what she's feeling, because, like 100%. You said, she lost her child. But I'm like, they're not going to ask you.
Yeah, I'm 100% on her side. I'm just saying, it's similar to how I look at when we talk about politics. I'm still going from what were my expectations going in, what is my understanding of the overall process, and that will dictate what are my expectations coming out. I'm not going to shift my expectations halfway in because it's just what I feel. Because that just sets me up for disappointment. You know, it's like...
And they could have been just leading her on to, like, you know, your voice is important, blah, 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 and then she bought into it. Like, nah, this ain't how that worked.
I don't think Mama bought into nothing, but I definitely think the first part of what you said. Mama's been pretty solid the whole way.
If anything, she don't believe it now.
She really doesn't.
If she did, not anymore. That bridge been burned.
Yeah, but I think people are just, I don't know. The mother and the family can take it however they do because they're the ones who are wrong.
Yes, Mickey, they could have told her ahead of time. Yeah, that part is true. But technically, they don't have to.
They don't have to. And then also, and what?
They tell her ahead of time. And she says, I disagree. What they going to do? Take the deal off? No.
But here's my deal, though, is that's not the vibe I'm getting from her, though. Because she's literally saying she feels betrayed.
She feels betrayed because this is not the justice she expected.
Yeah,
before all of this happened, before the plea deal thing happened, the deal on the table was they would serve state and then serve federal. That had been arranged up front. Like I said before, where federal said, no, state, you can go first. So she was coming from that angle. You guys, before all the trials started, said that the state would go first and then the federal will go second. But the demon's in the details. All we did was say we're going to try them and convict them if we can get the conviction. We're going to try and convict them in the state first.
Absolutely.
And then do federal. They ain't got nothing to do with sentencing. But so I feel it. I do.
I really do. I feel bad. Yeah, they could have told her, but then they tell her That's not going to change what they're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do.
And that's the part that just irks
And
me.
if they had told her soon, let's say they told her earlier than the last minute, what keeps her from going to the cameras revealing a plea deal before it's been announced?
Yep, because then she could have been mad, like, oh, okay, I'm ready to show y'all.
So doing it at the last minute,
that was kind of smart.
Kind of makes sense from the
it
government
kind
side.
of does make sense
side.
from the lawyer side. That makes any sense from the mother side. I get why she's angry.
And I we really expect. I mean, this is the most justice we've seen.
Yep,
in a long time.
It's like,
I don't know. I'm. That's why I said, like, for me, it's. I'm just waiting for the next one. We already got more to deal with. This is another soldier that was killed in the battle, and at least for him and for his family, his spirit can rest because he has been avenged, you know. But they still dropping bodies, bro.
Yeah, we got another one that we'll probably look into next week. So.
No, Mickey, nobody's saying that the plea deal was right. We're just saying that this is the part. This happens all the time. That's what we're saying. Nobody said, oh, that's a good plea deal. That's a terrible plea deal. But it happens all the time.
And you need, and just according to how these processes play out, the courts announce the plea deal.
Yep, the courts announce it.
Oh,
not
I
the
think
parties.
I understand what Mickey is saying. She's saying if the DOJ thought the plea deal there was nothing wrong with the plea deal, but then what difference would it have made if the mom did go out there and say, "Hey, here's the plea deal"?
The difference is who releases the information.
Yep. Unfortunately,
I don't know a better way to put it for everyone, but we got to remember the federal government is not engaged in right and wrong.
Oh, they sure aren't.
It's not their job. They administer justice, and justice has nothing to do with right or wrong. So what can be proven, and then what are their rules? Yeah. And the rules are, in order to protect the defendant, here's how we release information.
I speak Mickey now, so don't worry about it, Mickey. I'll speak Mickey.
No, I got what Mickey was saying.
We get what she said. Like,
I'm just explaining why it is that even with a bad deal, you don't go to the victim's family and give it to them 2 days or a day before, because it'll be on CNN and TMZ like in 10 minutes.
Yeah. We're probably going to get into it next week. I like to get enough information to actually give it justice, other than here's another one.
Yep.
You know. Nah, we finna move on. I can feel my blood rising. So, you can relax.
Relax. I'm good.
Because I'm gonna need you for the next story. Because the next story is the Brian Flores suit against the NFL. Like I said, Mafia, you don't have to know anything about the NFL. So please do not go, I wish I could get more into it if I knew more about the game. It has nothing to do with the game.
If it helps everybody, I don't even like football, so it's cool.
I watch football. That's pretty much all you're getting from me.
And I have obsessed over it. So
I have literally turned down tickets this year. I have told my family, do not buy me. For the first time since the Panthers came into existence, do not buy me absolutely anything to do with the Panthers. Don't. And I do mean absolutely nothing, because I've had my mom sit there. I saw a cute little rug, a Carolina Panther rug that looked.
Yeah, see, I'm in a place where I'm conflicted. I really don't like football because I don't like what it does to our community and how it just kind of. I just don't like it. Like, you're taking these young men and subjecting. I mean, it's a sport. I know they enjoy it and all. I'm not taking any away from them. But the medical risks versus the possible payoff is not worth it in my eyes, because from little league to college, thousands of young people are playing football. Couple dozen, maybe? Is it that many, Tracy? Maybe a couple dozen?
It's
Get
like
picked up in the draft?
1% of 1% get
So-
in the draft. So it's like take 1%, divide it by half, and then divide that by half.
So how many broken necks? How many broken knees? How many torn ACLs? How many back issues? How many arm and elbow issues? How many CTE or concussion related mental trauma? How much of that is being absorbed by people who will never go pro and then have to just continue on? And the best thing got is their memories of being a football player, which is cool. Not taking that away from you guys. I enjoyed football too. I just wasn't very good at it. But is that, for me, the weight of that, it's just not a payoff for the NFL.
And see, I see it opposite. As a person that will never get to play football, who always wanted to play football, but she's female, so she couldn't. That's the only thing I hate about being female, is that I never got to experience that.
You're in women football leagues.
Yeah,
Now,
but it's not the same. It's just not the same.
it's not this. Do you want it, Tracy? Do you? How tall are you?
5'7".
Do your 5'7" self want to line up and take a snap opposite a 6'4" linebacker?
See that? I'm gonna say yes because that's how much I
been
want
over in high school. It's over.
Yeah, I
Just
know
by-
that's like
just
that's.
by the mechanics.
I know. I'm saying that on one level, but I'm just like, boy, I wish I could play. I wish I could play.
So it's like that. I don't begrudge anyone their fandom. We all have things that are our entertainment. For me, I'm looking at the social and the medical impact to our young men, all for this sport, all for an opportunity to then go to play in the NFL, which the next story Marlon's about to hit on illustrates more of my issues with the NFL. Okay. But then I'm conflicted because we got more of our young people skipping out on the PWIs and going to the HBCUs so we can revitalize the HBCUs with sports money. But once again, now instead of quote unquote white America making money on the backs of our black boys, the black schools are going to make money off the backs of the black boys.
Mickey, I will. I'm just letting Diaz get this out of his subject.
I'm sorry.
I have come to the conclusion.
I was like, well, Marlon, you want me to do it, but yep, you go. It's your show.
I have come to the conclusion now in 2022 that I refuse to interrupt Thea's, because I figured out that Thea's on his show says very little because he builds it up for this show and releases it. So me interrupting him is doing nothing but having it build up some more. So I just let him go.
Thank y'all for tolerating my rant and my solo opinion. That's not.
I tell you one
the
thing,
rest.
but I do tell you one thing that I do like about Thea's and Tracy for the most part. If you're gonna have a rant, I'm really glad that you know what the hell you're talking about. That's just a side note.
I don't
Because
think
I done
I've
heard
ever
some
went
rants
on a
that people
rant.
just talking out the side of their head. And I'm like, you
Wait a minute,
really
have I?
upset, but
I'm trying to think when I went off on a rant.
Fred Astaire and
No, that was just
the
me.
Monsters versus Addams Family,
That wasn't a rant either.
there's something about like singing movies or something.
Little Orphan Annie or something like that.
Oh, why I
that's what I
hated
said.
Annie the musical. Oh yeah, I did. Okay.
Oh, and women in 60s TV shows. that
Yeah, I'm
didn't
like, they didn't even have no jobs.
Oh, and like the dating thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mickey. Let's get to the story. I'm sorry. Let's get to the story. Here's the basis of what's going on.
Breaking news, Brian Flores, former Dolphins head coach, filing a class action lawsuit against the National Football League citing racial discrimination. The suit alleging that the league's hiring practices have left it, quote, racially segregated and managed much like a plantation, end quote. The suit filed today in federal court in Manhattan. It names not only the Dolphins, but the Broncos and Giants as well. These are some of the claims in the lawsuit, some of the allegations involving Brian Flores and trying to find a head coaching job. One of the claims is that there was a text from Bill Belichick thinking that he was Brian Dable. And then what we see highlighted down at the bottom, which might be unprecedented, he's alleging that Dolphins owner Stephen Ross was offering him $100,000 per loss as the Dolphins were looking to, I guess, quote unquote, tank in 2019 if those allegations are true.
So, Mickey, that's the basis of it. That's a roundabout basis of, and it did dawn on me. It did dawn on me. I just didn't say it because we looked at it, and rightfully so, about the $100,000 per loss. We went straight to unsportsmanlike and integrity and everything else. And I thought this, without saying it out loud, was, and it also makes Brian Flores look like a very bad coach. Because that you could have used that for a reason. Oh, dudes, you really didn't win a lot when you was with the Dolphins. So yeah. So what exactly does all of this mean?
True. Let's get former Marlins president David Sampson in here to look at this from a front office perspective. David, put yourself in the shoes of those running those three teams mentioned here right now, the Dolphins, Broncos, and Giants. What's going on there right now?
I'm greatly concerned because now it's coming to light all of the dirty little secrets that we all hold very close to the vest when we run teams. As president of a team for 18 years, we all conduct interviews when we are looking for managers or coaches so as not to violate what in baseball is called the Selig rule and what in football is called the Rooney rule. It is clear to everybody involved that there are these sham interviews, but it was never spoken about publicly. Brian Flores made a decision that to me is historic. And the reason it's historic is that when you will look back on this in 10 years or 20 years or 30 years, you will look at Brian Flores as the person who had the courage to bring to light that which was in the dark at his own personal cost. Remember, his protection is only the last 2 years of the deal that the Dolphins have with him because he got fired this year. So he knows his career in the NFL is done, and he recognizes that he wants to do something, as he said, for generations to come. Some of the other things contained in this class action lawsuit are unbelievable to read and to think about, but the core of the suit is about racial discrimination, not about tanking for Tua or any sort of tampering.
So let me answer this question real quick. Opposing team? No. The team he was coaching,
yeah.
The owner of the team wanted to tank to get a higher ranking. And I was used ranking, but in
the higher draft
NFL
pick.
We say pick. But for you to understand, a higher ranking to pick a more favorable player.
The worse your record,
the better your pick.
The worse your record, the better chance you get to get a better
first round pick. Yeah.
So that's the owner of the team he was coaching wanted him to lose games on purpose. And with that, the owner would pay Flores $100,000 per loss. So here's where I eat crow. Silly me for still thinking I have a heart. I wasn't having a heart. I was just thinking of the greed of the NFL. But here's where I eat crow, and I apologize for this and Tracy for saying there was a chance that he can come back into the NFL. But after listening to this dude made a very compelling argument, and yeah, I'll retract everything that I said. I was wrong.
Our senior NFL writer a little while ago, and he said he was going to take off his reporter hat for a second and talk just as a black man, and he believes that Brian Flores is not going to get another job in the NFL because of this. You didn't work in the NFL, but working in Major League Baseball and knowing the sports world, do you think that could be a possibility as well?
No, I don't think it's a possibility. I think it's a guarantee. I think Brian Flores was very clear when he filed this lawsuit. His lawyer spoke to him. He spoke to his family, and he made a decision to go forward with this and to be the face of this lawsuit, and that will cost him the rest of his career. There is not one NFL team, there's not one MLB team who would ever hire someone who brings a lawsuit. It's not just against the Dolphins and the Giants and the Broncos. It's against all 32 teams. And it's a class action suit, which means there's a class of black candidates for general manager, coaching positions, coordinator positions, and he wants to have all of them join together and get injunctive relief, get money, get acknowledgement by the NFL that they have practiced racial discrimination, not just for a year or 2 years, but we're talking about for decades. How do you put a number on that? That remains to be seen. But what we do know is that Brian Flores' history is not as an NFL coach now. It is as the face of this lawsuit against the NFL.
So, again, I apologize. I really was thinking of the greed of the NFL, that they can make some money off of this or anything else.
Mm-mm.
But this guy made it perfectly clear that there's not a chance in hell this dude will ever coach again in the NFL. Ever, and he understands that. Let's not get it twisted. He understood that his NFL career is on the line, is done. But what he was doing was the right thing. So, Tracy, what do you think?
Well, you guys know I'm a football fanatic. I love football. It's my favorite sport. But this is, I feel two ways. I definitely think that what Brian Flores is doing, I believe everywhere he's saying. I have no reason to think that he's lying about anything about, whether John Elway was showing up drunk to the interviews, et cetera, et cetera. He has no reason, in my opinion, to lie. And this kind of goes back to the Gruden thing, when they were talking about the emails in that situation and what we were going to find out. This kind of leaps back to that story. I'm wondering, I'm just wondering, like, how fast the NFL is going to try to settle this out of court, because I don't think they want to take this to court. I really don't. I think this is going to look bad for him. I think they're going to try to offer him a quick pay, and I hope he doesn't take it. I hope he takes it to court and lets it be heard. But I suspect the NFL will probably be making some type of offer and then be hiring. All of a sudden, you'll start seeing black coordinators and coaches and general managers who are black getting hired.
Well, on that argument, Tracy, I still don't trust the NFL. I just don't. There's been a good old boy network since probably the dawn of time. So, yeah, you may be right that they'll start hiring more black coaches and GMs and presidents and everything else. But the cynical part of me believe that they're going to hire these people who are not qualified for it.
Oh, no, I didn't say they was going to be qualified. I just said they're going to look for the hirings to come. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, watch them fail. And then it's go.
Yeah, we tried.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I was saying. This is why.
See? Yeah.
This?
What do people expect? I mean, really, I'm not trying to call anybody, or doubting anyone's intelligence, but we knew the NFL. We knew it. And then, like the guy who was talking, the baseball guy, he just said, we've all known it. We all know we had to check the boxes so that we could clear the diversity hoop of interviews. he's just the one who was brave enough because someone slipped. He was the one brave enough to take the stand. What that said to me was a whole lot of people in ownership and senior management, which is 99% white and probably near that male, were cowards. Because out of all of them, none of them would blow the whistle. He said it himself. We kept this close to the vest. We knew this happened. We had the same rule in baseball. It's called the Selig rule. So I want Brian and the lawsuit to progress because ultimately I want the NFL to fail.
Well, that is Anna's question.
So I don't know if it will ever go to trial. I don't even think it was designed to go to trial. Because there's arbitration agreements and all kinds of stuff built into this. So the NFL, ultimately, the longer it exists, the more reputational damage is done. So they're going to try to bury it like they did the emails you referenced, Tracy. Don't nobody remember that hardly. Remember how loud that was? And then all of a sudden they got real quiet? No resolution. The NFL is going to try to do the same thing here. They'll pay out however many millions of dollars they have to pay. They'll go on a media blitz like they used to do before with like having the athletes showing up at schools for commercials like the NBA does, stuff like that. But that didn't change the ownership system, didn't change the nature of the organization. So I'm really more just looking at the people who are claiming to be offended right now. And I'm like, were you just simply not thinking?
I think Brian, he was offended. And I'll tell you why I think he was offended, because he basically said it. If you're a coach and you're coaching men, you don't think, oh, let me go out here and purposely lose this game.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. He should be offended. Yeah, we all should be offended. But what I'm saying is, you know what it is. Like you watched what the NFL has done to its own athletes since its inception. We've watched them bury the lead on CTE. We've watched them bury the information about how these athletes will be in the league for about 3 to 5 years, as I think is a normal career for a lot of them. And they come out injured and everything, but no one, every once in a while you hear it bubble up about health insurance and not having any adequate care afterwards and all that stuff. We hear about how when you get hurt in the game, they inject you with who knows what.
Yeah, who knows what.
To help you get through, right? Because the guy who we were all tripping about, who took off his jersey and ran off the field, whoever his name was. But that guy, he had made the point about they keep trying to make me go back when I'm not ready to go back and all that stuff. So we purposely ignore all the offenses. And I'm not even bringing up how they told us to shut up about Trayvon. I'm not even bringing up how they did Cap. But people are so in love with being entertained that they will ignore all of that for the chance to watch a game. So now, I hope he wins the suit. I think most people hope he wins the suit. But you still gonna watch. NFL ain't gonna miss a dime. He's still gonna get your money.
I hope he doesn't take their early offer, because I don't see it going to trial, and I hope I'm wrong.
No, what I mean is like we're still deferring it though. Like we don't want to personally do anything different. We just want to be offended.
What's the aftermath?
Yeah, we just want to be offended. We want to be like, I'm on Brian's side. Hey, so Sunday, the Super Bowl's what, 2 weeks from now? So
yes,
where we gonna be watching that? Yeah. What?
Now, okay, I slightly disagree, but
fake outrage. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We just gonna have to agree to disagree on that. Because just because I watch the game and entertain doesn't mean, well, I don't agree with them. I'm not stupid. I know there's problems, but
No, I'm saying that it's part of in everyone's math. Like, I'm not saying this specifically to you, Tracy. Now, hopefully I'm not offending you, but I'm talking about the people who will take this math in. They do the math. We all do it on anything that we do, anything that we like, anything that we dislike. We all do this, myself included. I'm not like exempted from this. I'm only exempted from this because it's football. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just.
Hey, Susan.
Hey, Susan. Dang.
Like,
Just
how you going? People just want to be offended, and they want to feel like they're on the right side of an issue, but they don't care about changing anything.
Well, no, I think I definitely want to see fundamental change.
What would that look like?
I'll tell you what I think it looks like. I want to see black owners in the NFL.
How does that happen?
That's the problem because
okay, using your argument, if a whole bunch of people stop watching the game, how does that happen?
But most people who watch football are not black, though. When you look at who the NFL's
I didn't say nothing
viewership,
about black.
but
I ain't saying nothing about black.
No, but most of the people who watch the NFL are two things: they're male and they're white. Those are the two.
By the numbers, but by a percentage,
that group ain't going nowhere.
So
So they gonna keep their audience. Their audience ain't going nowhere.
I agree.
So we're gonna move on because we're a little bit over right now. So I did have to play this video that Brother Call Matt made.
Oh, Benjamin. Oh, the show. Gotcha.
No, Brother Matt, who's on the Benjamin Dixon show.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
He made a video. I guess like 3-4 hours ago. Wasn't on the Benjamin Dixon show. He literally just made himself a video.
I already know I'm gonna have problems. Go ahead.
I'm conflicted. I'll be honest with you, but I'll just play it.
Good morning, fam. Normally I'm hanging with my brother Benjamin Dixon on the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show. I want to talk to you this morning, the NFL players, in particular about Brian Flores. See, like many in the Black community, we want to be sure that you don't this one up the way you did Colin Kaepernick, because as a collective, you left that brother hanging. And don't tell me about the millions of dollars at stake here, because given that it's Black History Month, allow me to give you this history lesson, Black history lesson. See, in all of professional sports, there used to be something called the reserve clause, which gave the owners of all of these franchises the rights to your talent for as long as you played that particular sport. Now, on December 24th, 1969, Brother Kurt Flood, wrote then Commissioner Bowie Kuhn the following letter. He said, "After 12 years in the major leagues, I do not feel that I am a piece of property to be bought and sold irrespective of my wishes. I believe I have the right to consider offers from other clubs before making any decision." So he filed a lawsuit against Major League Baseball and took it all the way to the Supreme Court. Yes, he lost 5-3, but in December of 1975, the Players Union, being inspired from the courage of this Black man, ultimately defeated the reserve clause. Yes, we've seen you out there playing, and on the back of your helmets, you got Breonna Taylor, you got Trayvon Martin, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd. You got those names on the back of your helmet as if you could have done something. You would have done anything to save their lives. Well, in all due respect, they are dead now. But I'm going to tell you who is alive. Brian Flores is alive, and he needs you all. And on the back of your helmets, we all see when you said it takes all of us. So what am I suggesting? Why don't you take a playbook from that of the NBA players and don't play the game until they get this situation right? Otherwise, you're going to f this one up too.
Excellent points.
I 100% agree with him.
100%
That's
agree
not
with
common
him.
for me. It's not common for me with Dr. Mac.
But I'm sorry to have to say this. Most unrealistic wish I've ever heard.
I disagree, but yeah.
You had people conflicted about kneeling. You had people conflicted about either stay in the locker room or come out during the national anthem. That all lasted a pretty short period of time. This year, they don't even show the back of people's helmets anymore. Probably because the damn messages ain't there anymore.
No, they're still there.
Really?
Yeah, they're still there.
In the same volume?
Not in the same volume, but they're still there.
Yeah.
But now you're gonna tell these NFL players who had to go through hell trying to figure out whether to even come out during the national anthem, hey, just don't play.
Yeah.
Can't see it happening.
I can't see it happening either. However, that doesn't mean that it should. And right now it's the end of the season, so the only thing left is a Super Bowl. You know,
the Bengals and the Rams are still gonna show up.
Well, no, it's not. Just
even if we was talking about next year, I just can't.
I don't see it happen because
it'd just be a lockout at that point. And then
so they go on this. They go on this strike. What are they gonna ask for?
They're going to ask for actually a structure put in place so that it's not just, hey, make sure you interview for this, but actually make it more transparent where there's a review board that each team or all the teams refer to so that they're actually looking at qualifications and taking in the input from not just what happened in the interview, but also best fit for the team. All the stuff that should be happening in the back office anyway. But they basically need an external structure within the NFL, right? But it would be an external structure so that a team can't work themselves behind it. Because right now, if you don't have real structural change, nothing can change, right? Like you don't want the players to be able to pick their coach. That's a recipe for disaster. You don't want the ownership to be able to pretend to interview because that's how America works. So you need to put something in place, kind of like an internal affairs type of a situation to help mediate that. That's what they would be asking for, in my opinion.
Yeah, but here's the
that's actually feasible, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, but it's not going to happen. And he was talking about the NBA. Did they go on strike? Because I thought President Obama talked to them and they said, okay, we're going to just go ahead and play. That's what
happened. President Obama broke the lockout.
Yeah.
Now, at least, he ain't around to play not Uncle Tom, because that's not even fair. To play Sambo. He ain't around for that. But it's still a matter of, if not now, when? Like one of the major points that Dr. Mack made was it's wasted energy and it's highly insulting to say, well, I wish we had done more. I wish we had done X, Y, or Z. Mm-hmm. Those people are dead.
Yep, you can't do nothing.
They're dead. You already failed them. We already failed those people.
But Flores is still here.
Flores is alive. And he's actually fighting for you guys because, see, all these players, guess how you get to be an NFL linebacker coach or get to be a quarterback coach or get to be an offensive coordinator or get to be a head coach. You get there by coming up through the game. Well, if 70% of the players are black, but 1.3% of your coaches are black, and I don't even know if they got any GMs. They might have one.
No, I don't think there's any black GMs.
So 70%.
We have two.
Two? Yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta be two. It's not a whole lot.
So if out of 70% of all the players, now keep in mind there's 11 people on each side of the ball.
Well, there's 53 on the team.
Right? Okay. So if you got 53 people on the team and 70% of them are all black, and then you multiply that by, what was it, 34 teams? Was that right?
32.
32 teams? That's a lot of black people.
But
And
they're
you're
not
telling
going to
me-
go straight.
And you're telling me that, and this is what you hear when they were talking about the Supreme Court justices, folks, this is America. This is America. But y'all don't want to look at it. What they're showing you is, hey, man, we just can't find a qualified black person. So what, you going to give me a quota? If you give me a quota, then now it's a diversity affirmative action hire. No. First, I'm not with the quota thing. But second, the only reason people are talking quotas is because you still perpetuate the message
But the
that
is
no
what
black person on their merits is equal to a white person.
Well, I get what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. Those players are not going to go on a work stoppage. They will not. They are not going to. I don't care what you say.
They would do it for money. They would do it for money. Would they not? Have we not had player strikes? Have we not had
Not in
the
football.
off season? Well, that's because of the way their contract is structured.
Yeah,
But-
they got those things called contracts
But
that teams have the right to avoid if they
and
violate that contract.
That's where the power of it all comes in. This is what Dr. Mack is talking about.
Yes, but he's making it seem like,
Individually-
well, go on strike tomorrow. No, you can't do that, bruh.
Yes, you can. He can.
I disagree.
In fact, this would be the best time to do it because it wouldn't even affect the Super Bowl. What you would do right now, because the NFL has the unions and all that crap too, this is when you say, hey, these are the things we recommend to alleviate this issue that we all know exists. And we're telling you right now, we will not show up for training camp if this is not addressed on some level. That's how you do it.
But you got to get the players to buy into that. That's where I'm having the problem.
And
at.
what I'm saying is the players have a more vested interest in it than the rest of us do. But
Yeah, because
the
they're
rest of
actually
us-
playing the game.
But the rest of us would rather see them go play.
I'm not saying I disagree with you. Again, I think you're making NFL evil and all other sports. Okay, they do whatever.
I'm not making it. I'm saying America.
No,
This is the American
again,
system.
we gonna just agree
tell
to
me how I'm
disagree.
not- Tell me how I'm wrong, because I'm gonna break down some fallacies out here. In the American labor market, the African American unemployment rate is twice the white unemployment rate every time. True or not?
That's true.
Now, is that not a structural issue? If it's across the board, if we're always double, that's not individual failing. That's structural.
Yeah, that's a system failure.
Thank you. So then we go to the NFL. 70% of your employees are one group. None of them are qualified to be in management. That's the same thing as the unemployment rate. You're saying that the reason we can't fix this is because I can't find enough qualified people to do the job. And it just happens that you end up being
Again,
twice every time.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I do not
But
think that the players are gonna buy into it. I don't.
I don't
And-
think they will because they think like a fan.
Yeah, that's
Fan-
what I'm getting to. They think, oh, I gotta play. I'm getting this money. I gotta play. And again, you got contracts. If you're taking out, if you're because every player does not make millions and millions of dollars. The average NFL player makes about $150,000 a year.
Mhm.
Average.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the Odell Beckhams and the Debo Sanders. I'm talking
Not the
about that.
franchise players. Yeah, the rest
Yeah,
of them.
I'm talking about that average guy. You
Mhm.
start taking out money from his check because he can't come, and he's like, I'm all in, I'm going to That's a loss. That's a huge financial loss for him. Now, for
But-
the higher ups, if your higher echelon players strike, those ones that make 20 to 25 million, every 2 or 3 years, that's more impactful because they could definitely deserve to take that hit. I'm just saying that the lower ones, it's gonna be hard for you to talk to a lower player. Say, hey, we know you're gonna get fined $2,000 every time you don't go to training camp for this amount of this time. I don't think they take that hit because they're losing so much money by not going to camp. I don't disagree with you. I think striking is a great idea, but the loss that they're gonna take and end up experiencing, I can't see it.
Here's how you fix that. Do you support or do you detract from the John Deere strike, the Kellogg strike, the Frito-Lay strike, all the other strikes that we've been saying?
No, I don't. But those were not unselfish. If you look at the NFL, I mean, to me that's apples and oranges because when you're talking about an individualized athlete, unfortunately they're trained. I'm gonna just think about me. That's the only person I'm gonna think about. All I gotta do is make sure my numbers are right.
That's a fair characterization of those athletes.
I do because they exhibit it all the time when they're like, I'm gonna hold out. But it's
you just used a moment ago. You pointed out there's a difference between your regular players and your marquee players.
Yeah, your marquee.
Then you just used the marquee players to represent the regular players as being selfish. That doesn't line up.
No, I'm saying that the athlete in general, and I'm making a huge generalization, is taught to think about themselves, their stats. That's just athletes across the board. That's just a blanket statement that I'm making. I'm saying that the strike, which I'm for, I'm with you. I think they should strike. But you have to have some type of mechanism in place to be like, okay, we got to have something because they're going to be missing some portion of their paycheck if they don't show up to those OTAs and they don't show up to those training camps. They're going to get something's got to be in place in the middle.
But where I'm having the issue is if you support labor strikes,
which I do,
in the private market, and the NFL is nothing but another corporation in the private market, and the NFL is unionized. They have the National Football League Players Association is the union for professional football players.
Yes.
So they have a union. They are unionized. So the same union that you would use for contract disputes and pay disputes, which they have used, that's why it exists, is the same union that can coordinate for the best interest of their players'
There's
future
only
careers.
one problem with what you're saying. The NFL appoints those people. The players don't get to vote.
Oh no, that's not the issue that I saw.
Ideally what you're saying, like I'm saying, I don't disagree. Oh, sorry, Marlon.
When the players strike, what are you saying when you say the players strike? Not 70% that's black. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Every last one of them.
Well, all of them don't have to participate in the lockout. They don't do it in regular unions either.
Fair enough.
But nobody wants. Okay.
But my issue is, I've been doing this for way too long, and I already can see the damn backlash coming. I can see the BS coming and everything else. And I'm sorry.
We just airing it out, man.
We live in. I'm sorry for what I'm about to say. We still live in America.
We sure do.
But it's the same BS that's going to happen over and over again. They're going to be known as being selfish. They're going to be known as being shut up and dribble and all this other stuff. That's one. Number two, you're talking about NFL players who are at the peak of their physical peakness. They're known for their stardom. They're known for their catches. They're known for their hits. They're known for their throws.
They've built their whole life up for this.
They're known for video. And you're going to tell them, hey, but I want you to stop doing absolutely any of these things that you've been dreaming of since you was a little kid for management. I'm not saying that's what you're saying. That's how it's going to be portrayed.
So,
and the
who's
pressure
going to be
is going
portraying
to
that?
And the pressure going to keep mounting to the point where they're going to. It's going to mount to the point where the messaging is going to be so ineffective that they're going to cave.
They will cave, and
The
that's
message
what
to
I'm.
your
So
That's
what you're
where I'm
basically
like.
saying is don't fight because at the end you're going to lose.
We're not saying that we don't disagree with what you're saying, but
No,
we're
you are
looking at.
disagreeing with me, and it's a
Well,
fair
we're
disagreement.
saying we know the NFL was on strike, and then the owners decided to bring in scrub players. That didn't go well at all because people was like, "No, y'all need to
Exactly.
y'all need to go get them."
Because see, here's the thing that I'm failing to convey is that if you want a change, you can't say let's keep doing it the same way to get the change.
But
That's completely asinine. What you have to say is what changes in behavior are worth the risk to try to get to where I'm trying to go. Now, if the players did hold out, lock out, right? We now know they ain't bringing in scrub players because the white folk, the same ones that would tell you shut up and dribble, the same ones that would tell you shut up and catch, the same ones who show up just to see you run the ball real fast, the same ones who let the N-word slide out the side of their mouth any other time. They not going to put up with some scrubs. Okay? So this is one of the few areas where if they did do it, yes, you will still have like at Alabama. Remember when Trump came and they were, doing all that stuff during the Colin Kaepernick thing? That's still going to happen. But just because someone tells you shut up and dribble, do you do it? Do you yes sir, no sir? Or as an individual, you get with other individuals and you decide, hey guys, look, if we take this path, it's going to get ugly. Here's what we may or may not achieve. And if we take this path, same thing.
All I'm
or we
saying
can just
is,
do what we're doing
what
right
I'm
now.
saying is, I'm not against the strike at all. I'm just saying not every player can afford to take that financial hit. There's got to be a mechanism in place for them because they're going to get hit the worst.
I agree.
Let me say this real quick. And this is why I don't like the NFL and sports in general. Because you see how you're breaking up my family?
What?
Do you see
me and Tracy
what you're doing to my family?
We cool. We
you come
have we yelled at each other? Have I called Thea's a name? No, I have not.
In and you just tear apart the fabric of the nucleus of this.
You know what?
I'm
now I'm gonna twist what Marlon just said. Marlon's right. The NFL and its shenanigans is sowing discord within the family. Now, if you have someone who's outside your family sowing discord within your family, what are you supposed to do? Do you continue to fight with your family? Or do you fight the outsider who brought the discord? So see, I'm saying
I'm going to tell you what I'm
stand up for your family. And in order for the athletes to feel like it's worth it, their fans, their actual fans, not the ones who hate them and just, their actual fans have to back them up. And so long as their actual fans are the main ones saying, they ain't going to do it anyway, then of course they're not going to do it.
And
then your marquee players, last thing, and I'll say this, your marquee players, the ones that are getting a $200 million deal or a $100 million deal, right? 3-year, $100 million or whatever they do, they can easily help take care of 3 months of pay for their other players. So there's mechanisms there. Yeah. But it's like, why would I do it if my fans don't even want me to do it?
Because I can hear, I can just imagine. I go to work every day. They can't even. They just gonna have to be ready for it.
They already will say it to you anyway. That's the funny thing about it. The people who hate you already hate you, and they've shown you that, and they talk bad about you the moment that you disappoint them. So it's only good when you're not disappointing them. So if you know that's the case, why are you still bowing and scraping to them?
I still got to agree with Thea's. They're going to do it anyway.
I mean, for real, it's like, oh well, let me just be good. So if I be good, then they won't actually be mad at me. They already don't like you. They don't like you.
Well, I can tell you what I can do. I can go to a break. Tearing up my nucleus family.
We cool.
But see, me and Tracy actually had a full opinion, but Marlon was just like, let me throw this hot thing in the middle and just let me sit back and.
I didn't know it was gonna get this hot. I'm sorry.
I'm not mad.
I'm just playing.
I'm mad at our community. That's what I'm mad at.
See, that's it. See, yes, got to reboot.
But I gotta get this nightstand, this light stand to work. I said light stand. Light stand is what I said.
So we're gonna take a break. Nikki's gonna reboot her computer. Tracy's gonna have a moment, and we'll be right back.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally. I always say dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Higher to a bird. You, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
Welcome back to the show. Appreciate y'all all coming back. I see the numbers are still the same, so literally, y'all came back.
What's with the? Y'all should have told me to wear a black T-shirt.
I didn't know he was gonna start doing this radical t-shirt stuff lately. I actually like that shirt. Really do. Oh,
And I got my light stand fixed. Light stand.
You're muted again, Diaz.
Sorry. Yeah, my kids gave it to me. I was trying to find. I didn't get an alert this time. It's amazing.
About what?
Here we go. I just liked you.
Oh, thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the show, don't forget to subscribe. Try to get to at least 100 before the end of the month. Like I said, I know it's a small number. If you feel like you want to go over, I'm not going to stop you. So the good old like, share, subscribe, and
I think Tracy has the most out of the two.
I'm still stuck at 67. I have moved from 67.
That's double me.
Yeah, that's like me plus Marlon.
Yeah. Well, look at me. Yeah. They want to see my pleasant face.
This is true.
No, they just want to see what you're going to do with a nightstand. Light stand. Light stand. Light
okay. Stand. Okay. See, light you know I went to church today, so I can't just let you have it like I want to let you have it. Okay.
Light stand.
Okay.
No, you're good. So you went to church. So that was atoning for last week.
Yeah, now I gotta start a new week. Now I don't like to do that. I like that clean slate thing. That's the way I like it.
I'm leaning more on the whole like he died for it all, he paid it all.
So I might as well just do it. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying it's not a perfect system. But you know.
I clearly said light stand.
Oh, I could have sworn I heard
you said nightstand. I get you. Yes, you was, Anna. Yes, you was. And I appreciate it.
Well, Anna, you've been here since 8:30, so you win.
Yes, you was, Anna. Yes, you was.
I thought, wait. No, because I'm not the old fat black man that talks about when he used to play golf or used to play pool in the corner of the barbershop. And I was talking about Muhammad Ali was the greatest boxer of all time. No, this ain't a barbershop.
Well, I guess I missed something. Were we too?
Yeah, you know how old people argue and they're saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah, when we get into a heated conversation where we disagree, but it ain't so heated that we're going off.
Like I'm not saying I see you outside. I see you outside.
Yeah.
Although you're way in Georgia and I'm in Indianapolis, but whatever. Barbershop, Anna, we would literally be arguing and saying exactly the same thing.
What the hell are you talking about? That don't even make no sense. Why are you on the show? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Because the funny thing about it, if you rewatch the video, that's why I was being quiet, by the way. When you rewatch the video, y'all pretty much was saying the same thing. And we
were only disagreeing.
We have a habit of doing this on the show, and I'm not going to change it because it's good.
It's semantics. Like we want the same thing. We just don't agree how to get there.
We always saying the same thing. We just disagree on the method of getting there.
And I was just trying to draw out what's that method then, because I kept hearing it's not going to happen, and that's and like I said, I don't usually agree with Dr. Mack this much because usually he's just way too much Mac. But that's what I keep trying to draw that out. You know, it's cool if my way isn't what's going to work, but I would love to hear other people actually say what they think will work and not just it won't work.
Well, what will not work? What will not work is us getting back into this conversation. Because we will be here all night.
We sure will. This is a deep one. This is just not some little.
We'll probably
much deeper.
And the funny thing about it is, we'll probably wind up having to come back to this. Yep. My wish, my hope, because that was always been my issue with a lot of things. that I'm sick and tired of these moments being this moment. You know what I'm saying? And we wound up
just hitting and quitting like it's a nightstand.
Just here, this is the subject.
See, light stand is what I said. I clearly said light stand. Clearly.
I didn't even hear what he said.
I was simply saying that it's good to build on the conversation, and sometimes you revisit the conversation so that you're not just hitting and quitting like it's a one-night stand.
You mean like I did Thursday? I was like, okay, we got to talk about this, and this.
No. Your format is very
you're
clear.
You're a lot better at going to the next subject than I am.
You're very structured. I like that.
Yeah, being this is not structured.
This is at least a 3-show conversation. True. That is absolutely true.
But let me finish what I was saying was I hope that we do. I don't want these things to be the at a moment situation. Oh, nobody's not talking about it anymore, so let's move on to the next subject. I'm hoping, because let's be realistic, the only reason why we move on to the next subject is because that moment died. There's no movement. There is nothing going on. It is what it is. Now, it's not my fault. I try to give y'all compelling topics, but at the same time, I can't be that show to just get a subject and just ram it down people's throat week after week after week, telling you the same information that you learned about last week because you learned about it the week before and learned about it the week before that. And there's nothing brand new. Even if I brought on new people. So, new face, new voice, same information.
Yeah.
Tracy, I think he just said we're expendable.
Yep, he sure did. He gonna fire his sister.
Gonna fire him.
That ain't so far from the truth. Y'all are not expendable at all.
We're
getting to the
essential
point where
workers,
please
Tracy.
give me somebody to pay these people for their time and effort, because I think it's up. No. You don't want to see the show without Theas or Tracy. Nope. You'll just be looking at me going, and that story.
You do well by yourself. It's
really
me
do.
that's on struggle street. When I'm by myself, I'm like,
so. You say so.
I don't write it down. It's like, okay, I'm going to talk about this first, this second, and then I forget the order. I'm like, oh.
Only thing that you gonna see me sitting out here is going, and the next story.
No, you actually carry very well by yourself. Tracy does as well, because she's very she's engaged in what she's saying. My problem is if I'm just talking by myself, it's like I go into professor mode, and it's like Bueller. Sorry, 80s reference. No.
I feel like I'm on struggle street when I'm by myself. I'm like, whoo-wee.
Yeah. Yep.
It is.
Oh.
It sure is.
You ain't never lied.
That's an understatement. Salient points of a screen book. You know,
sometimes out one of them college words.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute,
pedagogy. I mean, I'd have to Google that one. I ain't heard that one since college.
We lost Mickey. She'll be back. But what I was saying was, so we need to move on. Was I don't want to do this show no more by myself. Because I'll do in the NFL, they did. Next story.
You will not do that.
We will discuss Tracy's new one-night stand. You really thought you was going to get away with that Lindsey Graham crap from yesterday? Really? Really?
But we're telling the truth. You owe your podcast to Lindsey Graham. Because if he hadn't annoyed you, you would have never thought, you know what, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a video. And then I'm going to go live.
Foxy's videos of the week. Okay, I'm sorry. Fuck Lindsay. Fuck him. Fuck him. You was a happy freaking accident, dude. That's all it is to me. You got me pissed off enough that I wanted to start a podcast, and it, by a blessing, Diaz came on. By a
Tracy
blessing,
was first.
Well, Tracy, by a blessing, Diaz, by a blessing, the group is growing and everything else. But I would not give a freaking flying fig of a fucking fuck giving you credit for absolutely anything that happens on this show.
So what you're saying is you don't like him very much.
Not even a smidgen.
And he didn't even tell me to take my headphones off. That's gross.
Well, I mean, I am long-winded. Would you put Lindsay above or below Tim Scott? And then with Clyburn, where would they be? 1, 2, 3. Where would you place
He's
them?
the middle part of the sandwich.
Lizzie, Clyburn, Tim Scott.
You putting Lindsay at the top of that?
And you would put Clyburn above Tim Scott?
Yeah.
Tim Scott would sell us all back into slavery.
Tim Scott, yes. all of them would. I mean,
Clyburn wouldn't sell you into slavery.
No, Clyburn, I'll give him credit for this. Yeah, here comes the shocker audience. I'm about to say something positive about Jim Clyburn. He's not gonna sell us out like that. No. I truly, as much as I think I don't want to say the C word because YouTube will take this video down. But he's that squirrel. He's that. That's what Clyburn. No, Tim Scott will be like.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell the C word is.
It starts with the C. It ends with the.
It actually starts with an R.
Oh, rack.
Oh,
yeah, rack.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, I'm using that street term because I'm in these streets. Y'all know me.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for that.
Like, Tim Scott would sell you into slavery so that he could get a good job on the plantation. Clyburn would actually try to get you off the plantation, but he want to make sure that you know he's the reason it happened.
Yeah, that's a difference. That's a difference.
And over.
Yeah, because Clyburn be like, no, I'm the reason that you're free. Mr. I want a national hymn. Boy, if you don't sit yourself down.
I got you elected, so you should make sure that the justice comes from South Carolina, because that matters in some weird, obscure way.
Now, Marlon, you're in North Carolina, right? So he don't rarely represent you.
No, but I got that dude's last name. So.
And that's why all three of those guys are out of South Carolina.
Yep.
Catch the hint?
Ugh.
But you live in North Carolina, so you don't have to deal with it.
No, he's in North Carolina where they just got a whole different level of Republican.
People, yeah, you do affect me.
Yeah, but Clyburn with the national hymn, I'm like, if you don't sit yourself down somewhere and shut up giving us stuff we didn't even ask for. We did not ask for a national hymn. Yes, and Mickey, it would never let you click it.
That ain't going up.
Yeah, and it's probably not something you want to try to post, Mickey. It would not translate well. I get what you're trying to say, but it wouldn't translate. It would get missed.
Yes, Anna. He is proposing a national hymn. Like, we asked for that.
What the hell is a national hymn?
I don't know.
Apparently,
Ask him.
So
it
now you just
exists.
decided that you're going to voluntarily just make up crap as you go along.
America probably has one. I'm gonna guarantee you that it has one.
America has a
It's
national
Black History
hymn?
Month. We need a hymn.
Let me see. I
You know,
guarantee they got one though.
and I'm a person, I love hymns. I do.
Oh, okay. Well,
But come on, man.
no, I didn't. I used it. I used that.
She made it just for me.
Okay. Just please don't post that. Shoo.
And I
All right.
cracked up.
So they say that when you look for the national hymn, it only comes up to the national anthem.
Yep.
So he's literally just trying to make up something.
A
to
national
go-
hymn? I said
He wants a national hymn.
I thought we had one.
No, we don't have one. Do we need one? Do we need one?
No, because it actually would violate separation of state
No, just because you sing hymns
versus
doesn't mean that
Yes,
you're
it is.
church.
A hymn is a
I
religious
don't
song.
care about the separation of churches.
But I'm saying, though,
please, I'm just worried about this dude sitting around in his old freaking rocket chair, going around thinking, "Well, what the hell could I possibly think of?"
A hymn, that'll do it.
I did that when they
Like,
rolled
and then he
me
had the nerve to bring in Black History Month. I'm like, if
because he wants to use that as his social currency. You know.
but there's one thing. I'm like, does he not know that most Black people didn't write hymns? Does he
What are you talking about?
most Black people didn't write hymns. Hymns were written by mostly people in the 17, 18, 19. It wasn't written by.
We sang hymns.
Yes, but they weren't written by Black
wasn't
people, so I
written
don't
by
understand why he brought up Black History
Oh, it's
Month.
because this is all about him trying to pad his little resume before he heads on to the great upper room. The upper room.
Do me a
National,
favor.
giving us stuff we didn't even ask for.
Don't even need it.
Do me a favor.
That National Hip
Move it
Hop
on
Month.
up to the east side to that deluxe apartment in the sky. Move it on up. Keep going.
Yeah, but yeah, he's just doing that. It's grandstanding. That's all he's doing. Because if you think about it, he is smelling himself so big because everybody says he's the reason that Biden got elected, and that's not true.
Doesn't have to be.
Black people are not listening to Clyburn.
Yes, they are.
Black people are highly pragmatic voters. So Biden was a pragmatic choice because people thought some of the other ones were too
Thank you, Anna.
left-leaning, and the others were too something else. So he was just the safe choice, and we would rather vote for the devil we know than the devil we don't know. That's why he got the black vote. And Clyburn just happened to be the black mouthpiece to say it out loud. So
we know Joe. We know Joe.
Yeah, we know Joe.
See, now y'all just going that you don't wish that y'all cannot do this. No.
Read the whole thing.
That's actually a pretty
that is funny.
I mean, I don't wish mental illness on
I don't wish that on no, because that's what my father passed of, and that gonna trigger something. I know. Because I know
want him to retire. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's what I want him to retire.
That's the funny thing about
But I need him to retire when there's someone to replace him. I don't want him to just retire and we end up with a Republican. I'm sorry.
No, I don't.
That's how I feel.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, I've seen what dementia can do.
I don't want him to retire and get replaced by a younger version of him.
I'd rather have a younger version of him than a current brand of Republican. All day, twice on Sunday. Because the younger version of him.
North Carolina right now is sick of Cawthorn.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. If you don't prepare for a succession plan, you end up with Cawthorn sitting in your seat.
I did not see that coming.
Oh, he was the little smart aleck that said Diamond and Silk should be on the Supreme Court. I'm like,
well, he's gone too far with some of the other stuff. So that, but they're still not going to do nothing. The Republicans make sure they toe the line. So he'll be primary because all of them get primary. Republicans always primary each other.
Yep.
Greg Dixon. Who's Greg Dixon?
Not familiar.
Is that Marcel?
Yeah, it probably is.
That's Marcel, because I just know him as Marcel. That's all I call him. Yeah, them two was no. I'm with you, Susan.
No,
I'm with you.
We ain't finna get in no conversation.
I'm with you when you right, girl.
We already had that debate. But
we ain't gonna be here.
He lost me.
1 o'clock in the morning. Let's go. Foxy's videos of the week. I'm not gonna take everybody down because it's pretty quick. But a mom is nuts. And since you like little girls that's bad, I'm gonna show you a little girl that was really, really smart and got the hell about a Dodge.
Let's do this.
Are you nuts? I got a lot of this. Just one time. I want a lot of views. No.
I want to be TikTok famous.
Mom was being silly, but there are people like that.
There are
You saw it at the beginning. There are people like that.
A lot of people like that.
Unfortunately, there are people that have children that I really feel like shouldn't. Now, she's not, obviously, they were doing that for the camera's sake. But yeah, unfortunately, it's some real, I'm like, parenting classes should be mandatory. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but who's gonna lead them?
Lord.
Oh, rhinestone and burlap. I forgot that's what you call them, Mickey. Rhinestone and burlap.
And yes, it's Marcel.
No, I just call him Marcel. I'm like, oh, you mean Marcel?
No, it's Mondale. Mondale is running for mayor of his hometown. Life of me, I can't remember the name of it. I've been
Ingledale or Ingle or something, North Carolina, something.
Yeah.
But
that was unfortunately a joke. Thank goodness, because Thea and Tracy is right. You have some people who see, and this is what's so funny. You will have people who see stupid stuff on TikTok
and then do it. You know, look at the whole pod challenge. They were afraid little children would eat it. No, it was just 20-year-olds. Really, yo?
This, yeah.
Yeah, but people, I don't know. People are stupid.
Yeah, let's go with that. Stupid.
They just are. They're followers. People.
Oh, whoa!
Followers and they ever want to be leaders, and it's unfair to even try to make a follower into a leader if it's not in them, because it just ain't gonna work.
I forgot to put this up. Sorry.
Oh gosh. Now look, Marlon. Okay. There's a reason why I prop my birthday up the way I do, but this is too far even for me. It's 70 weeks away, Thea, so let's mark it.
Will be 50 years old. And you're talking to somebody who didn't think he was going to make it to his 30th birthday. So, yeah.
My best friend, he gets upset with me every year because he says I need to learn how to celebrate my birthday. But I'm like, as long as they keep coming, I'm happy.
You have family in North Carolina. Okay, cool.
Voting for Marcel, Marlon. Voting for Marcel. I think that's what you mean, Susan.
Because Marcel's South Carolina.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's part of the Gula Geechee family.
Hey, Marlon, how many times you gonna light that cigar?
It didn't work the first time.
High quality matchstick. I ain't never seen no matchstick burn that bright.
Because I was too lazy to actually go get a lighter. I've been here all day. Didn't do anything. I literally put this show together at 8:30.
That's all right. I just go in with a wing and a prayer. I come up with an idea and we just go with it.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, the next video, I am going to take everybody down. I have no idea where this dude was going with this, and I thought he was just gonna cut it somewhere and haha there.
Replace the toilet paper roll, kind of pinch it to make an oval. So whenever you pull, only a certain amount will come out and it won't keep unraveling. Also, if you ever need to hide a body, bury it like 8 feet deep. And then bury a dead animal like 3 feet above that. So that way, if the cops come with their dog to like sniff for the body, they'll dig up the dead animal and the cops will think, oh, it's just dead animal. And the life hack, when
Please, you go first on that. Ooh, child.
So first, the toilet tissue thing is stupid. It's not going to work. And unless you have like a cat and the cat's lazy and doesn't try hard, I guess. But if you have kids, that's not going to work. And then he's basically saying if you're going to kill a person, make sure you kill an animal too. And yeah.
This man needs help. When you start talking about burying bodies, you start off with toilet paper, which, okay, there is a correct way for toilet paper to be rolled. Sorry, it's that way, not that way. Okay, the next point. He jumped like that leap. He went from toilet paper to when you bury a body. Who's digging 8 feet? Who's sitting there?
You're digging 8 feet because you don't want to get caught for the person that you're trying to bury.
How about don't kill him in the first place?
Hey, sometimes people got to go.
See,
you know what? I don't want to be on this planet no more.
I do. I ain't ready to go just yet.
No, y'all can have it. Y'all.
I ain't quite ready to go yet.
No, I got stuff to do.
Just send me to a tropical place and I'll go there until it's time to go.
He talking about if you kill an animal, bury it 3 feet above. Dude, what is you? I mean, I think it was supposed to be a joke, but
no, it was meant to be a joke. But there's somebody out there who's deranged enough to be like.
Somebody's like, yeah. Now he said, now bury the body 8 feet, and then.
Why are you thinking like that? Why are we coming up with ways to not get caught for killing?
Just don't kill nobody.
Heard that, though.
That's
I've heard that before.
That's a dark. Yes.
Yes, that's a very dark thing. I'm like, dude, they have medication for that. They really do. He might be a good candidate. I'm not a doctor or nothing, but I'm just saying.
I need my reparations. I got to get to Africa. I'm done with y'all. Y'all do y'all.
Now y'all do know that the fight continues when you get to Africa.
Yeah, it don't stop.
It just at least now.
I'm sorry. Did I smile too hard for you? Did you see me a little happy? And you was gonna make sure that didn't last.
Oh, my bad, brother. My bad. Because I'm trying to get
drinking of Africa.
I don't mind going there. I'm leaning towards Tanzania.
Tanzania is what I think you're talking about.
Go to Egypt.
I actually think they pronounce it Tanzania, but yeah,
I would say Tanzania.
But yeah, that and then
I just want to go to Cuba. That's all I want to do. Just go to Cuba.
That would be ideal
if they would lift the embargo.
Now, what you could do is get your citizenship in another country and then move to Cuba. It's just as an American citizen, they don't want to let you in.
This is where I did.
Yeah, that is where big fights will come from. Luckily, I live by myself, so I'm always.
Just take the roll and sit it on the back of the toilet.
I sit on the sink. I'm sorry. Hey. And the funny thing is, the roller is right in front of me. Just don't want to.
That's for holding your cell phone.
Who takes their cell phone to the bed? Never mind.
Probably 99%.
99.99.
I leave my cell phone on the couch. I don't take it to the bathroom. Like, okay, I gotta send this. No.
I have a news flash for you, Tracy. All those news things that you get on my page.
No, Marlon. No, stop.
Please don't see. Didn't nobody ask for all that? Did nobody sit here and ask you all that detail? You know, we your siblings, but we ain't got to know everything. We don't need to know all of that. No. And now we sitting here thinking, oh, Marlon's probably sitting on the toilet. Oh, gosh, see?
I'm just gonna wait to the bar where y'all actually get my first news.
Then we gonna be sitting there thinking, is he on the toilet?
I'm not gonna be thinking about it.
Hopefully, I'll forget this whole conversation. No, because he'll put it in there. He'll message us.
See, there you go.
Go to Canada and then go to Cuba. That's true.
But the problem is, so long as you got that blue passport, you can't get into Cuba.
Yep.
Oh, she has a one-night stand next to the toilet.
Well, she has a small one-night stand.
Got you.
I hope it lasts.
No, Anna, we didn't, and now we do, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like over or under for the toilet tissue, who cares?
It's always over.
I don't care.
Over.
Stop.
Over.
How did that even become a sub? And this the funny thing about it is, unfortunately, it was on Oprah Winfrey, and she had different subjects. Some was political, some was social, and everything. The longest subject that she had on the show, and I mean it went through 2 commercial breaks, was the freaking toilet paper. Get a freaking life. I don't care.
Actually, we should be using bamboo because
there's the toilet paper in there. That's my only thing. It's not like you're not going to use it if it's not rolled the right way.
It's still over. That's the answer. Over is still the answer.
Why is everybody dropping everything today?
Well, the bright side is I dropped my knife, but it was inside of its case, so it didn't cut my foot.
Oh, so yeah, you got good. No wonder you could relate to that story about the man burying bodies. Got knives with you. See, y'all's telling me too much here. I don't need to know all this.
Yeah, but I mean, if the ocean doesn't try to eat the island, I might want to check out Barbados.
You know what? I do have a passport. What am I talking about?
I got to get mine renewed. No, but your passport is an American passport. You can't use that to get to Cuba.
Yeah, because somebody won't let
we back to the whole...
We're back to holding grudges from 60 years ago.
Train either for training or teaching purposes.
For missionary work.
We don't do that no more neither.
Basically for espionage. That's
basically it. I'm like, and Cuba did what to us? Oh, they're too close to Russia. Sorry. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, bamboo is actually better to use than actual toilet paper.
First of all, I'm not washing my toilet tissue.
I'm just saying for the environment, it's better.
Second of all, if they can make bamboo tissue as soft as the purple cottonelle, then I'd be more than willing to switch. But I ain't washing.
I have to be purple.
No toilet tissue. Huh?
What
the tissue isn't purple, it's the pack. There's a blue cottonelle and there's a purple cottonelle. Purple cottonelle is the good one. It's the better one.
I thought you was having a Prince moment. Sorry.
No.
So we're gonna move on. Oh, sorry, Tracy.
I'm fine.
Oh, I thought you was going.
No, I was just gonna say bamboo is better, but
yeah, I'm not washing my toilet.
I'm not washing my toilet tissue.
Sorry. No. There's an advantage about turning 50 years old. I don't have to do a lot of stuff anymore.
Just make flushable wipes that actually break down when they get wet. Do that.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah. No. Questions that everybody has done this before. If you don't know how this works, you put 10 fingers up, and for every time you answer a question, which is usually a yes, you put a finger down, and then you count how many fingers you got up.
So we put up 10, and you ask us, have we skipped school? If we have, we
Have
take
you
it
ever
down.
skipped school?
Okay, got it. Okay,
have you ever did this? Have you ever did this?
Okay, now I'm
However, the only reason I'm even using this one because the other ones is kind of generic stuff. Have you ever sung this song? Have you ever heard of this song? Blah, blah, blah. This was actually funny as crap because you would be amazed at how much weird stuff you have done in your life.
This is Put a Finger Down Things Everyone Has Done edition. I want to see everyone's raw reaction to this, so stop this video, click duet, and let's get started. Put a finger down if you've ever said ow, even though it didn't hurt. Put a finger down if you've ever looked yourself up on Google. Put a finger down if you've ever pulled a push door or pushed a pull door. Put a finger down if you've ever tried opening the fridge door just enough to see the light go on and off. Put a finger down if you've ever faked an accent. Put a finger down if you've ever peed in the shower. Put a finger down if you've ever laughed uncontrollably before telling the story. Put a finger down if you've ever fake laughed at something that was not funny. Put a finger down if you've ever put your music on shuffle, but then skipped through all the songs to find the one you want. And lastly, put a finger down if you've ever shouted stay at an object so that it wouldn't fall.
The only one that I didn't do, the only one in this is, did you ever laugh hysterically at somebody's joke that wasn't funny? I'm not gonna do that.
But it wasn't hysterically. I thought it just said, "Did you laugh at a joke that was?"
Yeah, she just said, "Did you laugh at a joke?"
Okay,
I've laughed at a joke.
I've definitely done that because I
Man.
work in mixed areas, and your boss says something that is just completely not funny, or when you're doing customer service and someone tells a joke,
Bad
and you're
joke.
like, "That is horrible," but
Do you really want me to have Unfortunately, I have no fingers left because I've done all 10 of those things.
I think most people have done all of them.
Well, not everybody.
Except Marlon.
Anna got 5.
Anna's got 5.
That was the only one that I didn't put my finger down.
Anna still got a whole hand up. She got a whole hand up there. Wow, I've done all 10. I've got shuffle songs and I skipped to the one that I like.
See, I'm with you, Susan. You run out of fingers because you're being overly diplomatic, so you're doing stuff that doesn't, you know. But anyway, I think most people end up kind of where we're at. That's cool. Interesting.
These people got 6 and 5 fingers up, and I'm literally like, oh, got none left.
Oh, I only had 1 finger up at the end. Wow. So, I don't know what to say.
Said, oh, ain't that baby cute? You look at the child like,
Yeah, it's a baby.
That's a baby.
That's when they first born. It's like,
hey, this is.
Yeah, I need the first 3 months to go by so they can get the ugly off of them.
No, it's not even.
They're so
I'm not
beautiful.
calling them ugly. I'm not calling them ugly. It's the fact that you look so cute and so precious, and the only thing I see is
this sprinkle up face.
No, I just see babies. Like, you could put her in a row full of other babies, and I would go, yeah, that's a baby. Yes. But she's
you know how people do. They want you to say
I
they
gave
baby.
the wrong timeline. It's usually more like a week. Because like most babies just look like Marlon was saying. They just all kind of look the same. But then there's some babies, and then there's some babies though they kind of ugly. But give them about 3 or 4 weeks to settle.
Yeah, then they grow out
and
of
they start looking kind of cute.
Normal,
again.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
you cute now, but
like you were born ugly.
But you didn't start off so good, but you improve it.
Yeah,
I'm just glad you couldn't walk, because if you snuck up on me, that might scare me. But you know, it's just.
And then you
But
got.
I like babies after the first 3 months. After they're 3 months
I
old,
won't hold a baby.
It's
will not
always
hold
that-
a baby.
The
They
one thing
scare
I
me.
always hated is when somebody walk up to me after not seeing me for you. Oh, look at you! You really have grown.
I'm 48 years old. What you expect me to stay a baby?
That's kind of what we do.
Nah, that's just people being polite.
That's kind of what we do.
Y'all mean. Y'all mean.
You just call a baby ugly.
Don't you hate? Yeah.
You really just call a baby
Have
ugly.
you ever been to a family reunion and that one great uncle you met one time? Oh, you look just like some relatives. You don't look nothing like.
I mean, if you're not my direct aunt and uncle or cousin, like I meet you for the first time each time.
I don't like holding babies. They squirm. No, I can't.
I love babies. I love the way they smell.
They smell good, but I'm like,
awesome.
Get that thing away from me.
Awesome. After they're 3 months old. Before
No,
that,
they got to be 2.
Okay,
at least
now,
2.
Now that's a entirely different subject. I don't like to deal with them until they actually start doing a whole lot movement, not have anything to do with their looks. They boring as all freaking.
Yeah, new babies are boring. They just lay there.
They just
there
and sleep, and you gotta change their diaper.
I don't mind changing diapers.
I don't mind the diaper.
I've only changed their diaper twice in my whole life. You can tell how much I deal with children. I'm like, you get that child away from me.
Yeah, it's funny. It used to drive my wife crazy because I was like the main one to change diapers for all my girls. But I don't mind. Like, human function doesn't bother me. So when you got a new baby, a little bitty baby, they can go to the bathroom at any given time.
Anytime.
And if you undo the diaper every time to check it, then your diaper gets messed up and you end up having to change it anyway. So my method was, if I thought you had stunk on yourself, I just stick my finger in the back of the diaper. And if it comes out dirty, then I know I got to go ahead and change the diaper.
Yeah,
and I'm send me that child when they are 7 and they are potty trained because I can't. No,
I refuse to be a human dipstick.
It's better than trying to do the thing where you're trying to sniff their diaper. You're trying to sniff their butt, and you can't smell it through that diaper.
You are
trying to take the diaper apart.
It's messed up. Why? Where are you changing them? Are you lifting them up and then unloosing the diaper?
No, he's sticking his finger in the back of the baby, right?
He was saying the reason why, because once you undo the diaper, then it's all messed up. How is it all messed up?
You just slat your back.
So the tape, and now they got like that Velcro kind of tape versus regular tape, but that still, it gets weaker. So instead of just doing that,
but when you use natural diapers or cloth diapers,
no, caught picking by no.
I don't know. Do you see any child around here call me mama? Do you see that? No, you do
not.
But
I'm saying that because remember, I'm the same one that said I ain't washing my toilet tissue. No, I'm not washing no diaper. Only time I use cloth diapers is if they were like, they had like some kind of a rash or something, and I need to be able to make sure I'm monitoring it really, really often, and the ointments and all that stuff. But other than that, no. I'm the sick parent. So if the kids are sick or they got to have the diaper change, I potty trained all 3 of my girls. I mean, it's just a fun stage.
Give them to me when they're 7.
Girls are easy to
7 years or above, I can take. 7 below, no, we're going to have all kind of problems.
I hear girls are far easier to potty train than boys. I didn't have to deal with boys, so I don't know. But
it is. I had to deal with girls and boys. Girls are a lot easier.
Yeah.
Can we get to another subject besides potty training, please, y'all? I don't want to hear nothing about this. I'm like, this don't got okay.
Not disgusting, but okay.
I'm like, I like all human beings, but babies are like way low on the spectrum.
Yeah, except the ones who act like grown 99-year-old grandmothers.
Now she is special because she is me. I keep telling you that little girl is how I act now.
Well, yeah, we're heading towards midnight, so we're going to head and
anyway. So yeah,
I
purposely picked this video out for Thea's and for all their hard work.
Ma'am, I promise I'm not trying to be difficult. It's the information you're providing. It's not pulling up anything. I'm sorry, you said that if you knew where I was at, you'd come and kick my ass? I just want to confirm the address on your account is going to be 118 Main Street. Do you mind place you on hold just a moment? Thank you so much. Hi. What was that you were saying on the phone? What was that?
So she just want to go back to jail. Okay.
It be like that, boy. You sure be want to, but you can't.
Ain't nobody worth it.
Nobody's worth it. Your low paying wage job is not gonna be worth going to jail for.
Well, my whole thing is because of the age that I am and the things that I have to risk and all of that. If we get to the point where I'm gonna put my hands on you, I might have to go ahead and kill a dog or something so I can go ahead and bury you 8 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too old to be fighting people. And say what you got to say, man. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ever get to the point where I'm like, now let me write down her address. Well, first of all, I've never been in a fight my whole life, so let me just be like, I wouldn't even know what to do if I even got into one. So I'm never gonna let it go to that point anyway.
Fighting is overrated. Did it in my youth. Too old for that stuff. This ain't working.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm like, and I'm so old. Well, I'm not old, but I'm too old to be like, nah, girl, you have a good day, and you call back when you have a better day.
Well, let's say it like this: I'm too old to be trying to find reasons to fight.
Exactly.
You got people out here who still doing that, just trying to find some random reason to fight. Like there was a video. A guy was in a truck and he's bald headed, and he pulls up on some woman who had her camera out, and he said something derogatory, "You stupid," and "You look stupid," and everything else. And the woman went, "And you bald." And this dude lost his shit. He lost his ever loving mind. Say no more thing. Touch me. Touch me. Touch me. Touch me. Touch me. At a certain point, I'm starting to look at the video like, dude, are you
You are bald, sir.
That at a certain point in your life, you got to realize that that's not an insult anymore. Just saying. It's not like
that's why I tell people, do not get into arguments and debates with people out here in the streets. You don't know someone's mental state. You don't know what's going to tip them off. You don't know if they came looking for you to give them a reason to fly off the handle. So don't do it. Don't get engaged. Don't engage. And then if by some reason someone does cross your path and you didn't feed into it, don't waste time trying to talk. Start beating the brakes off of them. Beat them. And when you hit them, keep hitting them. And when you're done hitting them and they hit the ground, stomp them. Put them in, make sure they got to drink through a straw on a machine. Go.
Ooh, yeah, with this violence.
God.
Give peace a chance. I'm just saying. I'm like,
okay.
No, I'm okay. But notice what I said, though. You avoid conflict.
And let's end it right there.
Could you just stop right there? You like,
because if you touch me,
I'm gonna take your teeth out. I'm gonna make sure you. Hey, wait a minute. Give peace a chance.
If you touch me, I hope you have.
All we are saying
so that they can find out who you
give peace a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a piece. You're gonna swallow a piece of your tooth.
Wow.
God.
He trying to get you taken off of YouTube.
And another thing.
I know you're playing with that one though.
Wow, now you got Anna out here throwing profanity bombs, and I've never seen Anna do that.
I've never quite heard those as the options.
Fight or flight. I don't think that middle word.
Yeah, the middle one. I'm like, I'm gonna have sex. What?
I just don't think that my wife would approve.
I know mine won't.
You talking about beat them till their teeth come out and they can't. I'm like,
okay, now why would you bring it back up?
I'm just saying. Just
what? You just let somebody hit you?
No.
No, but dang, I'm not gonna.
What we were saying is
no. I always believe in self-defense.
So what's the stop point?
When you pepper spray them.
When you use specific amount of force to end the confrontation.
How do you know the confrontation's over?
Pepper spray them. I keep saying.
He's unconscious.
Yeah, if he's unconscious, why you keep hitting him?
No, when he's unconscious, we're good. So it's better if you just black out when I hit you the first time.
Just to let y'all know in advance that we probably won't be here next week.
Yeah, they gonna take this show off. It's gone.
I'm saying be nonviolent.
But if it gets violent, stomp them. So you're not in that Michelle Obama team when they go
no, absolutely
low.
Not. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. Keep your hands to yourself. Use your words. Use your words.
And as a person that's never gotten into a fight, I just can't imagine me getting to that point. I'll just pepper spray you. I'm like, okay, there.
Well, that's guaranteed to put you in a fight.
If you swing on me, I'm not going to hit you back. I'm probably just going to avert the situation. That's just me.
Gosh, let me avoid the situation now. By moving on to the next subject.
I don't want to even think of nobody putting their hands on you. That's not...
And by the way, Tracy, at this point in time, you ain't got to worry about somebody putting their hands on you.
Yeah, I really don't.
I know how to get a plane ticket.
Plane ticket? Nah, man, that's too traceable. You got to drive. And you got to make sure you borrow somebody else's car so that it's not something that they expect for you to be.
Wow! Yo, we not gonna be here next week. They're gonna take this show off.
I didn't even say nothing.
We're not gonna be here next week.
I ain't even say nothing.
We're not gonna be here next week.
I ain't even say nothing. All I said was borrow your friend's car. Y'all ain't got no friends? Just saying.
It was so nice knowing y'all.
I know. It was
had a good
you remember
going.
when we first met, Marlon? You was doing that little backdrop, and it was like a piano, and it was I'm like, and you was like, I'm gonna get rid of this, and I was like, that's a good idea, and you did.
It was so beautiful.
I know.
I was like, that's a nice house.
And then he's like, oh, this is my.
I would live in that piece of house. Ew, boring. And yes, I said ooh. I'm tired. It's time to go. Oh boy.
No, we not gonna let them fin. No, we want to be back. This isn't funny. This is scaring me. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I'm like, okay.
That's what it is.
I'm like,
no.
you trying to like, bruh, it's okay.
No, I'm saying that we have the control of our actions.
That is true. We do.
But we do not have any control of the reactions.
That is also true.
If you don't want my reaction, control your action. That's it.
But then...
Tracy.
I know. I'm going to be quiet. Because I got to go to work tomorrow.
That's about as good as we're going to get, so let's keep it moving.
Yep, that's true. Let's go.
And we're going to end off on a bunch of jokes.
Knock.
Us close to that, yeah.
No matter how still you've been, he's been still.
What do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator?
I tried to come up with a carpentry pun that would work. I think I nailed it.
Get out of here. What do you get when you cross a centipede and a parrot? A little walkie-talkie.
Did you know Chuck Norris can't tell jokes? No one would survive the punchline.
What did one snowman say to the other snowman? Do you smell carrots?
I met a microbiologist the other day. He was much bigger than I expected.
I like dad jokes.
Boy, they really brought it up. Do you smell carrots?
One of them I didn't get, though. I can't remember which one it was. But there's one of them I didn't quite get. But yeah, I like dad jokes. Pretty cool.
With the microbiologist?
No, I got that one. It was earlier in. It was before the snowman.
Oh, the centipede in the
centipede?
The walkie-talkie didn't make sense to me. I mean, I know where he was going with it, but it didn't land like the other.
But you got to realize that that's how dad jokes are. Some of them is silly as crap, and some of them.
There's no such thing as a
mom
joke.
Everything can't be a hit unless you put your hands on me.
When he's got rid of Marlon, you're next. No, I'm not. I'm running. I'm telling you now, I'm running.
I love these people, man. Come on now.
I'm running. I'll get in shape that day.
See, I don't even understand. I'm promoting nonviolence.
Yeah.
Give peace a chance.
So you hear the music playing.
Gotta build a bridge over troubled waters.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for the year. I thank you all. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna miss you. No, but thanks everybody for coming in. Theas, where can they find you?
Apparently in Facebook jail or YouTube jail, whatever. ComplexSimpleMan.com. And if Marlon ever lets me come back, you can find me here.
Tracy?
TracyMediaLLC.com.
And
that's it. That's where you can find me now.
You can also find her on her Patreon page.
Oh, but my Patreon, everything's on there. My Patreon's on there, my Twitter's on there, my Pinterest is on there, my LinkedIn is on there. Everything's at TracyMediaLLC.com.
Oh yeah, that's over with now. Oh, that's.
Yep, Mickey.
You know what? I've only had one Facebook jail stint. It's like for 24 hours.
You got an app?
The website.
Oh, the website. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. I appreciate everybody coming in. Please do not forget to hit that like button on the way out the door. I will greatly appreciate it. If you are new here and you like this kind of content, please do not forget to subscribe. That too, I will greatly appreciate it. Susan, I love you all. I love you too.
Yeah, we love you.
And until next time, we'll see you when we see you. Peace.